And the BAFTA goes to Outbreak, the truth about Ebola. This way.
This really is a massive surprise. Thank you so much. When you make a film about Ebola, when you go to West Africa for 6 months and then come home, you don't get invited to many parties. No one really wants to hear your war story, so thank you so much, BAFTA, for inviting us tonight and giving this amazing award. I want to just say a little bit about what we learned making this film, and that is that we're all over the planet. We are connected in a way I didn't realize we were before we made this journey. What I mean is we spent time in the village where the outbreak began, and I realized that what happens in that little village when a little boy falls ill and dies in that village, it matters to us all. And at our peril, we turn away and ignore that. And we're all connected, we're all the same. And so I want to dedicate this award to the very courageous people who fought the outbreak, to the doctors, to the nurses, the volunteers, the survivors, and the families of the victims. Thank you very much, BAFTA. Thank you.
Well, the BAFTA for Best Current Affairs goes to Outbreak, the truth about Ebola. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling? Because you tackled an incredibly complex and deep and emotive subject.
Feeling amazing right now and very surprised, but very, very proud of everyone that worked on the team, but also everyone whose work we documented.
Yeah.
It was such a privilege to follow the people fighting the outbreak when so many people in the world were so scared of what was happening. So we're really, really, really chuffed.
I still get messages from doctors in Guinea saying thank you for what you did, because the world really needed to know what was happening in our village when nobody paid attention. So in a way,
they feel the impact that it's had.
Yeah, and having won the BAFTA a year after it broadcast is great, because it kind of brings it back to life.
It keeps people thinking and talking about it as well, because it is still going on. You know?
And to work within conditions like that when there was so much fear and a lot of unknowns around Ebola, did it feel slightly terrifying to, immerse yourself?
I was scared. Sasha was not scared.
Okay.
I was scared.
Not scared at all.
Yeah, but you get used to a way of living. I spent a long time out there. You don't touch people. You wash your hands 50 times a day. You're very careful of not touching your face, and it becomes default, really.
50 times a day?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
With chlorine. It's not good for your hands.
Yeah, I bet.
And then, and it's very strange when you get back and you actually see people shaking hands or hugging. It's quite surreal, actually.
Because
you're like, what are you doing?
kind of used to
so
that level of
you
distance.
go there and you don't touch a single human being for weeks, months on end.
Wow.
And now we're at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, there's hugs all around. A lot of air kissing, though, which doesn't involve actual skin to skin, which is good.
How do you go about researching something like that?
You just ask people who know what they're talking about. And it's very interesting, actually, with this film, not a lot of people knew what they were talking about. There was so much fear, so much misinformation. I mean, you saw the newspapers at the time. Everyone was terrified. Yeah. And actually, if you just speak to the people who know what they're talking about, which is what we did, and we got out there quite early, and you just work as hard as you can.
Well, was it heartbreaking to meet children who had lost, family members, their parents, who were kind of isolated and outcast, even though they weren't necessarily, suffering from Ebola, but they were, people were afraid of them as babies?
Ebola is ruthless. It has no mercy. It's not like a war. And actually it was really interesting because both Sierra Leone and Liberia had gone through years and years of warfare, and they compared Ebola to another war, but a different kind of war, because the enemy's invisible. You don't know where it's coming from, and it kills everyone.
Well, hopefully,
entire families. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely, and hopefully that mask just adds to the legacy of your fantastic documentary. Congratulations.
Well done again. Thanks.
Right,
Thank you.
thanks.
I'd like to start by thanking Channel 4, who are wonderful making this film, especially our commissioning editors, Amy Flanagan and Siobhan Tinnerton. They gave us an incredible amount of freedom in telling a story that we thought was really important to tell.